I've just bought this Audi from auction. I've never bought a crash damaged car before. The chassis legs were so badly bent that I couldn't fit the new front end on. I'm going to take it to a body shop to get the legs straightened. Yeah, we got there. Yes guys, the Audi is back from the body shop, but somehow it's in even worse condition than when it left. Let me explain. I had to send the car to a body shop with a jig as the two front chassis legs were both bent. I did ask the guy over the body shop if he could send me any videos or photos on the car on the jig and the chassis legs being straightened. Sadly, he only sent me a couple of photos on the car on the jig, only to show me the cracks in the subframe. Back to the main video. So I used a local recovery team to transport the car from here, my home, to the body shop. A week later, the body shop said that the car was ready for collection, so I used that same recovery team to go pick up the car to bring it back here to my home. But this is where it takes a turn from the worst, because when the driver went to collect the car from the body shop, he told me that the body shop told him that the car was okay to drive. But when he went to drive it onto his tow truck, loads of transmission oil came out the front because the front radiator wasn't connected. The body shop didn't connect it up due to a misinformation on my part, which I do take responsibility for, but that's not the issue here. He told me that the car still drove okay and that only a small amount of oil actually came out. So I just thought he's telling me out of respect. He went on his way and he left me to push the car onto the drive. Me and a few other family members tried to push the car onto the drive, but it's very difficult because there's a small hill to get over first. So we just thought, because it was a 2-second thing, let's just use the engine instead, because it would obviously be a lot easier. This turned out to be a really big mistake. Before attempting to start the engine, I did try and put the radiator back onto the car so no more oil would come out, but it would appear one of the oil lines is bent for some reason. So yeah folks, this is the pipe I'm talking about, this pipe just here. It's supposed to go to there, look, but if we go down here, there you go, it's bent right there. No idea how that's happened, but it's just one of those things, just another expense to sort out. The car only drove for about 5 feet and for only between 5 and 10 seconds, so not long. But in that time period, we did manage to get it over the hill and we did manage to get onto the drive. Kind of. We sort of stopped it halfway and we pushed it the rest of the way because we didn't want to cause any unnecessary damage. When I initially started the car, it drove forwards okay, no issues. But when I tried to put it into reverse, disaster. The car barely moved. I had to rev it so much for it to move just a couple of feet. That's all we're talking here, just a couple of feet. But the car barely moved. There was insanely violent judging. The whole car was shaking. My family members outside the car thought something really big was just about to blow up. It was actually really scary, to be honest with you. There wasn't a lot of smoke, but there was some smoke involved. The car was juddering in a way where I felt like it was going to stall, but it being an automatic, that wasn't going to happen. It was incredibly clear and evident that something was seriously wrong with that gearbox. So the car was dropped off here. We drove it forwards there, and then we reversed up back onto here. There is this is where we sort of stopped whilst driving, and then we pushed it the rest of the way, but that's where, well, the last of the oil that came out. At this point, I was fuming at the body shop for telling the driver that it was okay to drive when it clearly wasn't. So I phoned up the body shop to confront them about this, and what they had to say was shocking. He told me that him and his colleagues told the recovery driver multiple times, do not start that car because of the oil leaks. But the recovery driver was adamant about driving the car because it would be quicker loading it up. The guy over at the body shop was actually incredibly helpful. He sent me a load of photos of all of the oil that came out due to this moron. These are the photos the guy over at the body shop sent over to me. They clearly showed the oil was pouring out. To say that I was angry and upset was a massive understatement. I wanted to confront this guy to show him the consequences of his actions. So I went to the address of this company that is listed online, but what I found was a little bit surprising because it turns out to be a random house in the middle of nowhere. The occupant that lived there said they had no idea what I was talking about and that they only moved in about 3 months ago. How much I believe, I do not know. The body shop and I sent a joint letter to the recovery team explaining what they have done. We have yet to hear back. I'm not getting excited, but there we are. For people that are interested, the overall cost of the body shop straightening the legs plus delivery there, plus delivery back, cost me in total £612, which I don't think that's that bad actually. The good news is that the guy over at the body shop says that he knows these gearboxes really well, and he says these gearboxes are really tough and really robust. So he thinks that if we put the oil back into the gearbox should be okay. Hopefully. That will be for another day though. But for now though, no, I'm not going to say I have a plan, because every time I say I have a plan, things go wrong. But what I'm going to do now is fix the car up so it's all in one piece, and then do all those little pieces that I can't do and take it to a garage to do. So for now, the first thing that needs to do is the radiator. Let's go. I'm taking this off as we need to swap parts around with the new one. Okay guys, this here is the original fan. It is broken, it's slightly damaged on the front, not too bad. It may still hold pressure, but the most important thing is that it's broken here and here, so it does need replacing. I got the new one here. In case you guys haven't seen the previous videos, this one doesn't have the oil lines there like this one here does. I think this is an automatic one and that one's just for a manual, so it doesn't have that, which is a shame. Also, something I've noticed is that this one here's got the 2 fans, that one's only got the 1. So there you go, just the 1. So yeah, that can easily be moved over, and the plan is just to move this section onto that one. Let's go. So guys, I did try and take this off myself, but I couldn't manage it, so I gave up. I contacted loads of companies to say if it could be done, and they said no, they can't do that. They did say a good reason, something to do with like the aluminium will stretch and you can't then get it cool and tight again afterwards, which is a shame, but I do have an alternative. This is the alternative. It cost me around £74. I'll put on the screen how much it actually cost me, but I didn't make the mistake again. I got the official automatic ones with the oil lines. So let's go build this one up. And there you go, guys. One radiator ready to install. Let's go. But just before we install it, there's a few things I want to go over. I want to show you guys the handiwork of the body shop. I mean, it cost me so much. They put so many hours into it. It's only fair that you guys get to see it. So to be honest, guys, it's not that much to see. All I'm going to show you is that the chassis legs are now connecting up to the frame of the car perfectly, and it connects to this section of the car, the frame of the car. The front frame connects to the frame of the car. I don't really know the terminology to it. I'm sure you guys can correct me in the comments. But yeah, there you go. It all connects up and it's really good. I'm really happy with their work. What I'm trying to do now is physically pull the bent oil line straight so it connects to the front radiator. I'm not using a special tool. I'm just using my physical strength. What little I have. So you guys, I'll show you what I've done. It's not like OEM, but I think it might fit there you guys go. You can see it's slightly better. Still nowhere near what it should be, but we can connect it up. This one here, you see it should go to around here. As you can see, it kind of does. So I'm kind of 50-50. Let's just wait and see. For the final time, I am installing the new radiator. I've lost count how many times I've put the radiator on and off this car, but it's just good to finally get it sorted. Good news, guys, it is on ka-ching. The oil lines, the feed went on okay, which, I mean, it wasn't bent. The return, yeah, it's not, if you look at that, it's not sitting like flush. I don't know how well that's coming across on camera, but it needs to be replaced anyway, so I'm not terribly concerned about that. The radiator, obviously, it fits on really well. Off camera, I did it off camera because, well, you know, we've done a lot of work on the radiator. I completely lost count how many times we put it on and off, on and off. It's a bit repetitive. You guys probably aren't interested in seeing me put it back on again. But off camera, I did the radiator, aircon lines. See, this one goes into there. And there, I don't know which one's return or feed, but there you go. So I'm really happy with that. Coming up in a future video, I'm going to have to find out where this universe of wires go. I have no idea where half of them went. But yeah, that's for a future date. There has been massive hurdles at every stage of the rebuild. There was the bent chassis legs. There was the recovery drive with the transmission oil. But you know what? We have overcome all those obstacles. And right now, I'd say we're on the home straight. We're on the downhill stretch. You know, right now it's just bolt on, bolt off parts. We should be finished this project very shortly. And if that ain't worth a subscribe, I don't know what is. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.